Today, we're going to try to address this thing at Club J. I don't know what you call it. I think it's something like a light organ or something, and it never really worked. Got this from the people that used to live next door to my parents when I was a kid. It was thrown out. It's groovy 70s. It's really nothing special, but just because of what it is, it is. It's all like particle board, fake wood grain veneer, and shit like that. And we'll turn everything on. And usually, if it's going to work, I gotta smack it. Try smacking the back of it. Yeah, I don't know if you could tell, it's actually lighting up. So it does kind of still work, but it has no, the volume doesn't, it's not, it can't hear, it's deaf. Because it's old, so it went deaf. So when it hears music, it's supposed to do that. Oh, it kind of works now. So theoretically, if I put some music on, it would do that kind of stuff. But I don't know if there's like bad caps on it or something. I haven't opened it in many years, and I kind of can't really move it now. This can come off. But this is stuck to it now, which is wired in to the rest, and I don't want to get into that. So I'm going to try to pull the back off of it and see if I could then try to unplug it somewhere and kind of do that. The reason why, here's my original Olympia InfoGlobe that was from the Discovery Channel store, Discovery store or something. And RollingTardis sent me another one, a Unicorn variety that does blue, red, and green text. And I have that in the living room, and it's fucking awesome. Well, the other day, I walked through the living room, and I didn't see it. So I emailed him, and I said, what's the warranty on RollingTardis electronics? And he said, yeah, I found out that another guy who has one of them in the Unicorn variety, his died too. So we're going to send that to him and see if he can work some magic. See? Now it's changing. So I figure as long as I'm sending him shit, I might as well send him this thing, which oddly enough is actually behaving, but still that's going to be a pretty loud sound. I've tried a number of different things over the years, by the way, with this. One was to get a little speaker that was out of something and stick it like on the back of this thing to get it to, and that speaker promptly burned up with how loud I would have the music. It's got flat blade screws, and I see 2 left. I don't know. I got this screwdriver. This is kind of funny. This screwdriver was given to me, or rather, I shouldn't say given to me, but came with the Gardenreet outdoor lighting kit. Well, it's not really a kit. You buy everything separate. And they gave this to me with everything, and I couldn't figure out how it went. It kind of just went that far, and I was like, oh well, it's just a cheap piece of crap, and they probably didn't drill out in there, and it looks crooked and whatever. And then one day I'm playing with it, and I said, oh, look at that, huh? And it turns out Whoopsie. Try that again. There. It locks in. And you can make it longer or shorter. Yeah, it gets a little wibbly, but it works now. So I got a screwdriver out of it. And I never figured that out for the video, so I was just kind of holding it like this, making believe it's like, oh, no, this is perfectly fine. Oopsie! You know, with the room lights on, it actually doesn't look bad. Just like that, with the back off. And, yeah, that's kind of all it looks like and all it does. I got a big honking flashlight here. And that's all it does. It just flickers the lights like that. That's actually just not bad like that. Where would you get another replacement plastic that's printed like that? Jeez. It's actually almost like a gel sheet. And if it falls out, which it's not going to, it's not going to break. It's like bendable. So that's really interesting. What happens if I go this way? Oh, I guess the thing scatters the light. Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. So just because while we're here, if I put all the lights on and shut the room lights, does it look like anything fancy? Let's try that. And you get a little something there. You can kind of see it at least. So it's got that. Okay, untouched. This is what you get. There's a circlet board, 4 nightlight bulbs arranged just like that. The wires going in. That's your shit. And that's that. Now, the tape, first actually before that, you see this white plastic here? There used to be a cover that went over that. I figured taking the cover off would be a better option because in doing that, it could hear, this is the microphone right here, it could hear better. There's no potentiometer on here. There's no nothing. That's all you get. I don't know where the plastic cover is. I might still have it. Incidentally, the screws, which I thought were flat, they're actually just 2 drywall screws because all of the screw holes are just totally gone from over the years. The tape here is electrical tape, and that's what I use to put the cover back for a period of time. And it doesn't need that kind anymore. So I just leave the cover off, and it really hasn't worked in years. I probably got this, I was maybe around 10 or 12 years old. So this looks to be from the late 70s, probably mid or late 70s. There's no markings. There's no nothing anywhere on this at all. So I have no clue what this is. But we can plug it in here now. Oh, by the way, it does have a polarized plug to give the idea. You can see that's bigger than that one. And the ridge around that, so you're not killing yourself on it. It's backwards now. Turn on. So now it should hear me when I talk, but no. So there, that's all you get. tap on the microphone real hard, it's not sensitive at all. See? You get nothing. It's only for really loud sounds. So I think we'll send this off to RollingTardis. Only problem is, how do you do that? I want to dismount that from the back, but I don't know if that's actually a possibility. We're going to look at that in a second. I may have replaced one of these bulbs in the past. That much I can tell you. And it used to work a lot better years ago. The problem is it's riveted on, at least the plastic thing. There are holes here, so I guess sound can get in. And the board, oh, maybe I can just play with the little squeeze-a-majobbers. Oh, there. See, that's not bad. That one might break off. Oh, no, there. There's a whole bunch of other pins. Well, okay, no, there's two other pins. And like I said, there is no potentiometer on here at all. And nothing on the back. So about the only thing that's kind of interesting also, the bridge on that. About the only thing I can do is unplug that. Okay, so it goes on power here and load right next to it in this orientation. Power, load, empty. I don't know if it just needs a new capacitor or 2 or 6, or I don't know. Maybe I'll email him and see what he wants me to do. How are the bulbs held in there? Because he can rig this up, and I could send the bulbs, really. You know, I'm sure he's got something to rig power to it. He probably has bulbs also, but, you know. Yeah, that's all kind of riveted it in right there. Just kind of crummy. There might have been used to have been a label there. Okay. Yeah, so that's one thing. A vintage, realistic xenon strobe from Radio Shack way back in the day. I had this sometime in the 80s, the late 80s, and man, I was the cool kid with a fucking strobe light. That was awesome. Catalog number, oh, it's got a date, 1980, September 26th, 1980. Nice. Catalog number 42-3025. Custom manufactured in USA for Radio Shack, division of Tandy Corporation, Fort Worth, Texas 76102. Operation: turn knob clockwise to turn on and increase flash rate. Warning: electrical shock hazard inside. To prevent fire or shock hazard, do not expose this appliance to rain or moisture. Caution: there are no serviceable or adjustable parts inside. And it tells you how to service it with serviceable and replaceable parts inside. Unplug unit, allow to cool 10 minutes. Unscrew backplate and remove carefully, holding only glass portion of tube. Remove old tube and replace as indicated in sketch. Replace backplate and screws before plugging in 115 volts, 60 hertz, max 50 watts. 0.4 amps, 910R signal appliance. This large electrode in tube must face notch of socket, printed in USA. There is a heatsink. There is a knob. I don't know if it ever came with like an old school dimmer, but this was how it always was for me. Just a little stick. And then you turn it up, and you turn it down, and it clicks off. Out the side, you see a bolt sticking out, and there's one over here, and that is for the mounting bracket slash handle kind of thing. And I have that in the other room. It's not on the unit because it's not. This did work, and then one day stopped working. It's a little, unfortunately, beat up and a little broken because of where it was at the time. The whiff was helping me, and she knocked it down. It was not mounted. It was knocked down, and that is knocked out of alignment. And there's a couple of dings on it, but it is what it is. And like I said, it used to work. I did try to replace said xenon bulb, and I did exactly what the instructions said, to no avail whatsoever. We will plug it in to try it, just for fun. I'm sure it won't work. If it does, I had a dick say the other day about, oh, you got to warn about people with epilepsy. You got to warn them about flashing lights. I said, I don't think so. This is a strobe light. Epileptic people. This is a strobe light. You ought to know what to do. I don't have the problem. Nobody else has the problem who's watching. This is your own problem. It's not that I don't feel for you, but I don't have to tell you that this light is going to flash. It's a strobe light. Pay attention to the video instead of fucking going Karen and complaining. Now, it's not going to work anyway, so that was all for nothing, but that dick, whoever said that, pissed me off. Click, and then you would turn it up and it would go, and obviously, as you see, it still doesn't. Like I said, I had tried replacing said xenon tube, and I never got it to work. So we're going to go ahead and take the screws out and see what's inside, because I don't even remember. Aren't you fucking lucky? I'm using said screwdriver, and you get to watch me take out the last screw. Yeah, not a whole hell of a lot I'm going to be able to do with that, except to just send it. I'd hate for that to get damaged. So there's one of those that gets hot. That's a resistor, I guess. Heatsink on it, and it's ceramic. And the rest all goes in a box, and I'm not going to open that any further. Yep, that's it. From 1980. I guess I could unplug it now. This also has a similar style plug as the other thing. That really is about it. Send that off to RollingTardis and see if he wants to play with these items. The rest is just kind of a wooden box, and oh, I guess the shit. Oh no, actually it's okay. Wow, what an illusion. Ooh. What an illusion. The reflector that's in there, that's just trippy in and of itself. I don't know if you can tell on camera. Doesn't it look like it's squished in? It's not. That's the way it reflects. It just totally threw me for a loop. Wow, what a fucking effect that is just alone. Alright, that's all I got for that. We'll see. I don't know if either of these are going to go to RollingTardis. We'll see what he says and if he can do it, or at least attempt to, or any of that. But that's going to do it for right now. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.